And I want to start with just thanking all of you for your open and candid dialogue. You saw we read the questions just the way they come in to us. The feedback is really important to us as we transform and as we operate and as we grow the company. I also want to take this opportunity from my chair to thank you for your business. Thank you for your support. Know that we are working hard to earn the business and to earn more of it. I last stood on this stage in 2019, right about here, and sat there. And I remember telling everyone that tough times never last, but tough people do. We had harsh weather, we had global trade disruptions. It was not an easy time. Yet here we are 2 years later, and with your help, we've grown the company, and we continue to grow the company with one goal in mind, and that's to benefit the people that own us. You heard from Olivia earlier that fiscal year 2021 was a strong year. Strong global demand provided the tailwind, but the work we're doing at the foundation of CHS and building that out is taking hold. Growth is at the center of that foundation. And it can be thought of in a lot of different ways. Let me tell you a little bit how I think about it. Growth at CHS is how we can drive more value for the people that own us, which allows us to invest in our business, invest in our people, and return more cash back to you. The spaces that CHS operates in provides great opportunities to do exactly that. And the growth is not about being the largest. It is about growing strategically, where we can leverage our strengths, where we have an ability to win, and in ways we can sustain. And leveraging our strength is important when it comes to growth. I can tell you that the strength of our diversified portfolio sets us apart. No one else has the dynamic product lines and the reach of CHS. Product lines that are targeted at planting the acre, at servicing and growing the acre, and at marketing the crop when it comes off. This provides us with opportunities to create efficiencies that get us to the next level in the customer experience. To do that, we're connecting our customer-facing teams across the company to work together and help our cooperative and farmer owners grow. We've asked Gary Halverson, who was sitting up here just a minute ago, to lead a new area of customer development for CHS. An area where we're going to bring the sales and marketing functions across the company in a much more organized way and be much more strategic on how we approach our customers, learn from our customers, and bring the aspects of CHS to you in a much more strategic way than we've done in the past. You should expect this from us, linking your strategies and helping you grow. In other words, creating connections. So what are we doing to leverage our strength and grow the company? It starts by making strategic investments that drive better alignment and efficiencies across the company, ultimately leading to increased earnings. We're growing to better connect our customers around the world with the local cooperatives and the producers who own us. We are growing for the future by making smart investments in technologies that create those efficiencies through our vast network, making us a better company and making it easier for you to do business with us. And finally, in growing our people, deeper in perspective, deeper in experience, and more diverse. I'm more confident than ever that we are growing together to create connections to empower agriculture. As Olivia noted, we've done a lot of work to strengthen our balance sheet and strengthen our performance, and we've been successful. We have more growth capital to work with. In fact, we have more growth capital in the hands of those business leads you just saw here than we've had since 2014. We are putting money to work for you, investing in our strategic assets, the assets we can grow with. We're investing in infrastructure, and we see great opportunities to grow our export-import infrastructure. By making these investments, we can grow markets in Vietnam, in Thailand, in Indonesia, China's always going to be a huge market for the U.S. farmer, but we must work on developing additional markets as well. These investments also will lead to significant efficiency increases in our supply chain. In Galveston, Texas, at our deep water import facility where we bring fertilizer in, work is underway to dredge the berth and update the operation, enabling us to receive larger vessels and significantly speed up the time it takes to get fertilizer from the ship to the applicator and to the farmer. At our grain export terminal in Myrtle Grove, Louisiana, we have begun a $73 million expansion project that allows us to move another 75 million bushels at greater speed and with fewer bottlenecks. That means lower cost. These capital projects are right in line with our strategy to expand market access for our owners and evolve our business to make CHS our customers' first choice. I want to speak about supply chain investments for just a moment. For most people, for most of us, supply chains are one of those areas you don't spend much time thinking about until the experience turns into what we're seeing today, and it seems like it's the only thing that you're spending time thinking about. CHS has been investing in an integrated agronomy supply chain that provides best-in-class solutions for cooperatives and for retailers, streamlining the process to make it easier for you to do business with us and bringing more value to you. Our investment in nitrogen production, which you saw earlier on Olivia's slide, sets us apart from traditional wholesalers and helps us compete with vertically integrated suppliers. 1.7 million tons of urea and UAN come from our equity investment in CF Nitrogen, which helps us deliver for our customers regardless of market conditions. And when there is strong profitability in manufacturing, to return some of that profitability to the people who buy from us. And we continue to grow in our vertical integration capabilities. Our agronomy business is now marketing fertilizer produced at our McPherson, Kansas petroleum refinery. Say that one more time. Our agronomy area is marketing fertilizer produced at the petroleum refinery. It's ammonium thiosulfate, ATS, a value-added fertilizer for growing healthy and profitable crops. Marketing ATS as a CHS product provides cooperatives and retailers with that dependable supply. We always produced it. We always did. Now we market it ourselves too. To have growth advancements, you need capital investment. But those investments, they have to be smart, they have to be strategic. Technology advancements specific to agriculture will play a significant role in the future of our industry. As David just mentioned a little bit ago, 2 weeks ago, we announced a partnership between CHS and Growmark to form cooperative ventures. The venture will be aimed at tech startups focused on driving innovation specific to agriculture. I'm excited at the thought of CHS and Growmark partnering and leveraging the expansive networks of both cooperative systems. With our combined resources and scale, the invested capital will focus on those three areas that David mentioned: crop production, supply chain, and sustainability. The combined cooperative markets between CHS and Growmark cover millions of acres and thousands of farmers, creating an industry-leading test field, as it were, for developing new cutting-edge technology across agribusiness segments. With that advantage, we really believe we should get the first look at the very best technology. And it shows that cooperatives can cooperate. Cooperatives can cooperate. We're also growing sustainably. We have recently announced the carbon program that Gary spoke to with a partnership with Bayer to help offer growers and ranchers the ability to participate in carbon-smart practices. The program allows farmers to work with their agronomist at a local CHS location to access and to use the latest tools to ensure sustainability and profitability, and we'll be rolling this out to local cooperatives in the next year. With core capabilities in energy, in agronomy, global grain marketing, and processing, along with the services that go around all those four main businesses, we are uniquely positioned to provide farmers with solutions that drive sustainable outcomes, growth for CHS, and value for our owners. I want to spend just a few minutes talking about the future of energy, because energy will play a significant role, as it has, in how we are planning, how we invest, and how we're looking to grow your company going forward. And there are things that we know today, and there's things that we don't know today. Changes will continue to be driven by policies focused on reducing carbon, changing the type of energy sources consumers need. And CHS is preparing for a world with versatile energy solutions. We're planning for growth in electric vehicles and renewable fuels. We see a lot of opportunities for CHS as these market forces change, but they will only be opportunities if we adapt to the circumstances we have, as we have in the past. When I started with CHS 38 years ago, you all used about 75% more energy to put in an acre of ground and take it off. You're using today a fraction of what you used when I started. And yet our sales at this company of those products have never been higher than they are today. Our market share has never been greater than it is today. And the reason why is local cooperatives who own us and us adapted to that reality, found new customers, and worked with the circumstances that we had, not that we used to have. And that's the approach we need to have. Those efficiency gains, they came from advancements in engines, in better fuel, and better farming practices. And I think we'll see that going forward. When we adapt, ladies and gentlemen, we can thrive. We have a terrific team of leaders under Darren's leadership, guiding the CHS energy business through whatever changes comes our way. We've developed scenarios based on electric vehicles and renewable fuels adoption, a scenario playbook, as it were, on what could happen, which creates clarity for our choices we will make in the future. And I can tell you that diesel, which is our bread and butter, as you all know, is quite resilient in whatever changes come that way. We're also actively involved in the debate around renewable diesel and its role in reducing the country's carbon footprint. We know that there are very real implications for agriculture with greater adoption of renewable diesel. If we see rapid expansion in this space, and we are right now, we will see additional pressure to process soybeans into soy oil, which is the main ingredient for renewable diesel, soy oil. That'll lead to expansion in crushing, and this expansion would lead to a lot more soybean meal. And it also impacts the buyers of soybeans from around the world. This can be really positive for agriculture, but it can mean for a lot of change. And we have to remember, it hinges on today's government policies. We started implementing our growth plans for these expanded soy oil markets 2 years ago, when the board of directors authorized an expansion to our Fairmont, Minnesota crushing plant. We put $100 million into Fairmont to increase our soybean crush capacity by 30%. That expansion just came up this fall. We've also begun a further investment of over $60 million into our soybean refinery expansion at Mankato, Minnesota, driven by this strong global soybean oil demand. It will help us capitalize on changing market dynamics and opportunities that will expand market access. Our soybean oil production will increase by more than 35% once that project is done in the summer of 2023. The bottom line is we will be processing more of our farmers' soybeans into value-added products which are in high demand for our global customers. The growth is there, and we will capitalize on it. We also have the opportunity to serve rural America with many versatile energy solutions, meeting your needs and growing this company. We cannot continue to drive growth without investing in our workforce. And what business today is not focused on talent? We'll continue to invest in developing and attracting the very best talent, ensuring we have the right people with the right capabilities in the right places and the right roles for the future. And I'll leave you with one final thought. The U.S. farmer can compete with anyone around the world. It's because the U.S. farmer knows how to adapt, and they know how to change. And they're tough, and they're resilient. And so is this company. And so is this company. Together we'll create those connections. We've proven that we are tough enough. We've proven that we work hard enough, not just to survive, but to thrive. The job of the U.S. farmer has never been more important. We are feeding the world. And that task, that noble task, is not going to get any less important. We will keep learning, we will keep improving, and we will keep growing together, creating connections to empower agriculture. This is our time. Thank you.